Thank you, Peshla. Hello, everyone. Tasiteleg. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all of you. As always, we'll start this session by setting up proper motivation, which consists of three parts: refuge field, bodhicitta field, and the purpose of the session, purpose of the practice. For refuge field, I invite you all to visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, Arya Nagarjuna, Arya Deva, Acharya Chandakirti, Acharya Dhiknaga, Acharya Dharmakirti, Bodhisattva Shantideva, Arya Manjushri, Arya Avalokiteshvara, Arya Vajrapani, and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in front of you, and they are looking upon you with immense love, unconditional love. Just as a mother looks upon her only child, Bodhicitta field, visualize your two kind parents seated on either side of you, mother on the left and father on the right, and you are accompanied by all dear mother sentient beings living none aside, and this time you are leading them in this practice. The purpose of the practice is to awaken the Buddha nature within all of us by resorting to the ultimate remedy, which is the wisdom of emptiness, complemented by driving force of bodhicitta, that is aspiration to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, all dear mother sentient beings, and which is grounded on renunciation, aspiration to renunciating all the miseries, all the suffering, all types of suffering, suffering of change, and pervasive conditioned suffering, which in turn is grounded on the great compassion by removing the two mental obscuration, afflictive and cognitive obscurations. By keeping these three in mind, we'll recite the verses from page number 3, and remember to be mindful about the verses while you are reciting it. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Taking refuge in generating bodhicitta. Sangye chodan soki chonam la chanchu pardu dani kyapsu chi dagi chinso gibe sonam ki dola penche sangye dupai sho sangye chodan soki chonam la chanchu pardu dani kyapsu chi dagi chinso gibe sonam ki dola penche sangye dupai sho sangye chodan soki chonam la chanchu pardu dani kyapsu chi dagi chinso gibe sonam ki dola penche sangye dupai sho. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace which is freed of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, who through the knowledge of all lead hearers seeking pacification to complete peace, who through the knowledge of paths cause those helping migrators to achieve the aims of the world, and who through the possession of omniscience help subduers expound a variety of teachings. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sugatha and protector, to you I make prostrations. the one who has illuminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth the forever noble light rays. To you, the Buddha, I make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, to gain the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. The essence of dependent origination mantra. Dipeshla will play the audio. Thank you, Dipeshla.
Hetum desham tathagato yavata desham chayo nirodha evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhava Hetum desham tathagato yavata desham chayo nirodha evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhava Hetum desham tathagato yavata desham chayo nirodha evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha
Meaning of the dependent origination mantra. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of the causes as well is taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light and non-composite, such as the nectar-like Dharma I have discovered. Finding no one who can fathom this teaching, in silence I will retire into the woods. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. It is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three times, I pay obeisance. Four seals of the Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are of the nature of suffering. All phenomena are of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Transcendent sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of eons. The Buddha does not wash the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Next, we will turn to In Place of Dependent Origination, page number 106, those who have the books. And today we'll recite from the stanza number 17, where we left last time. Okay. Therefore, who could challenge you, you who proclaim lion's roar in the assembly of the learned ones repeatedly, that everything is utterly free of intrinsic nature, that there is no intrinsic existence at all, and that all functions as this arising, in dependence on that, what need is there to say that these two converge without conflict? It is through the reason of dependent origination that one does not lean towards the extreme, that you, the Savior, have declared this excellently is the source of your unexcelled speech. All of this is devoid of essence, and from this arises that effect. These two certainties complement with each other with no contradiction at all. What is more amazing than this, what is more marvelous than this, If one praises you in this manner, this is real praise, otherwise not. Being enslaved by ignorance, those who fiercely oppose you, what is so astonishing about their being unable to bear the sound of no intrinsic existence, but having accepted dependent origination, the precious treasure of your speech, then not tolerating the rod of emptiness, this I find amazing indeed. The door that leads to no intrinsic existence, this unexcelled door of dependent origination, through its name alone, if one grasps at intrinsic existence, now this person, who lacks the unrivaled entrance, well traveled by the noble ones, by what means should one guide him to the excellent path that pleases you? Intrinsic nature, uncreated and non contingent, dependent origination, contingent and created. How can these two converge upon a single basis without contradiction? Therefore, whatever originates dependently, though primordially free of intrinsic existence, appears as if it thus possessed intrinsic existence. So you taught all this to be illusion like. Through this very fact, I understand well the statement that in what you have taught, those opponents who challenge you cannot find faults that accord with reason. Why is this so? Because by declaring this, chances of reification and denigration towards things seen and unseen are made most remote. Through this path of the dependent origination, the rationale for your speech being peerless, conviction arises in me also that your other words are valid too. You who speak excellently by seeing as it is, for those who train in your footsteps, all denigration will become remote, for the root of all faults will be undone. But those who turn away from your teaching, though they may struggle with hardship for a long time, faults arise evermore if being called forth, for they make firm the view of self. Today we'll stop it here. Next time we will continue. We'll recite the dependent Heart Sutra mantra for 7 times. Tayatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhi Swaha Tayatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhi Swaha Tayatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhi Swaha Tayatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasambate Bodhi Swaha Tayatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhi Swaha Tayatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhi Swaha Tayatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhi Swaha. Thank you, Dipesh Lal. Now, Bodhicitta voices.
Okay, can you hear me? Generating the aspiration body chitta and taking the aspiration body to the way Stanley Atala said, there is really force or the Buddhist Bodhisattvas in front of us, so loving, caring, embracing. Also, let us reinforce visualization of the two parents and all family members, all dear mothers and children around you, living on a side. And here you are so, you are the one taking care of all of them, so loving, so caring. And the whole purpose of this, taking this with Bodhisattva vow, is to awaken this beautiful seed of Buddha nature, which requires two things. One is the aspiration, one is the powerful enthusiasm to make a difference. That's the bodhicitta. And what actually makes a difference is the wisdom. So here we jump to the bodhicitta, and the actual study is for wisdom. So with the remind, you are doing this, and also means to join you. And wholeheartedly there's rest beside this to see if the meanings are reflected and the experiences are invoked. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwelled in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I'll generate the mind of bodhicitta, and otherwise shall I too successfully follow the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwelled in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I'll generate the mind of bodhicitta, and otherwise shall I too successfully follow the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and otherwise shall I too successfully follow the Bodhisattva practices. Okay, last time we are doing the two truths according to Swatantra school. Two truths. To recapitulate what we did earlier, the truth is according to the school is that this school formally introduces what is known as the things coming to being by a subjective imputation, meaning that let's say the class object and your mind receives this as the subject. So that thus far, ordinary people and even the Vaibhashika, in fact, 99% of the sentient beings, they view things as objective. They have no idea how things can come into being by the power of your subject, by the power of the mind. That things should be always from the object. I want this flower, and this cheese, I want this, the laptop, I want this house, I want this, I want to go for holiday, I want to go there, adventure in Mount Kailash, or say the Mount Everest, and I want to go to the beach, I want to see the ocean. Always our mind is directed outside for objective thing. This is how we believe things to be always objective real. And now to be free from samsara, we have to know that nothing is really there from the object. So we don't have to give the remote control should not be left on the object. The remote control should be in the subject, in your mind. That everything is coming from your mind. Whereas when you believe that everything is objective real, you are given the remote control to the object. So you don't use freedom. When you don't have freedom, this is loss of freedom. Loss of freedom is samsara. So as long as you believe that things are objectively real, you don't have remote control, you don't have freedom, you're always in samsara. So now, a point is, how to get out of this is by seeing that everything is, in true sense, is not just from speculation, in true sense, is all coming from the subject. How do we know that? So the Buddha remained silent for 49 days, not to teach, for the reason that this topic is very difficult. So, at the request of Indra and Brahma, the kings of the celestial beings, finally Buddha accepted to give the teaching, agreed to give the teachings in a very stepwise way. So now, the Buddha taught them the 4 schools as steps to get to this highest understanding of the subjectivity, that everything exists subjectively. So we are now on the 2nd step, which is our Chinese school, where who formally, for the first time, introduces subjectivity, that things can exist through subjective interpretation. It's not necessary that for something to exist, it should always be the substance. There can be things coming from the subject. So subjectivity as opposed to substantiality is what is being introduced. So what is there from the substance? They call it ultimate truth. There's something there from the ultimate is something is there. And then what comes from the subject? As opposed to substantiality, the something of the subject, they call it conventional truth. It's all not really from the object, it's not really from the substance, it's just conventionally what your mind is creating. So, for the first time, introduction to the subjectivity is being done by the school. So, on that basis, what is substantially there, which is also referred to as impermanent phenomena, is the ultimate truth. And what is subjectively there or imputationally there is something which is conventional truth. And this is the permanent phenomenon. In other words, permanent phenomena, imputed phenomena, and conventional truth, they are all synonymous. And the substantial reality, impermanent phenomena, and the ultimate truth, these two are synonymous. Okay, let's not forget this. But meanwhile, let us keep in mind that this is from the South China School point of view. This does not reflect the higher Buddhist schools. But that doesn't mean that we are to ignore this. No. You know what we're going to learn here? We take them, we take these to the higher schools as well. Okay. The next one is specifically categorized and generally categorized phenomena. This also we did. I say specifically categorized are referring to the impermanent phenomena, and the generally categorized referring to the permanent phenomena. We already did that. The next point, which is so important, is negative phenomena and positive phenomena. This is a very important point, and this is a very important point. This is we have to study. Negative and positive. So what we are learning here, many of these things we take up, we take along when we study the higher Buddhist schools. So for example, this concept, negative positive phenomena, is something that we have to take up to the high schools. All things, all phenomena that exist in this universe, anything that exists, existence and phenomena, these two are synonymous. Let's not forget this. Existence and phenomena, these two are synonymous. Anything which exists is phenomena, anything which is phenomena is existent. And so all phenomena should necessarily fall under, say, these two categories of the phenomena: positive phenomena and negative phenomena. So when you speak about positive and negative should not be understood in the context of something which is unwholesome or wholesome. So positive and negative has many connotations. When we say that, oh, this person is very positive, is we're talking of that as wholesome or very nice, good. Whereas when you speak about the person is negative, the person thinking is always not really, say, favorable. This is the connotation. And then likewise, when you speak about the electricity, there are two ends, positive end and a negative end. It has nothing to do with the wholesome or unwholesome. And then we speak about for the magnet, we speak about the south pole, north pole, not the positive and negative. And so the point is that positive, negative, and they say in terms of the person's thinking, the habit or the behavior, you can say positive, negative. But then the positive and negative also have other connotations. Okay, now here, what we're learning of the positive and negative here is very different. It has nothing to do with what is wholesome or unwholesome. You're getting it? Positive and negative has a very different connotation. And then don't try to, so when these technicalities, when these technical topics are being introduced, don't try to bring your own understanding, right? First, listen, because this is a new concept that you're learning. You have to learn it. You have to learn it as a very authentically, meaning that first you have to know as to what it is referred to as positive phenomena, what it is referred to as negative phenomena in the context of the study of the philosophy of South China School. Okay, so then let's say that this object that you are seeing in my left hand. If I ask you what is this, you will say this is a flower. And how do you know that this is a flower? I can see it. So here, there is one object which says that is as though like there's one object which says that I am the flower. You're getting there's something there which says that I'm the flower. So whereas now if you look at my left hand, do you see something in my left hand? No, right hand. Oh, you don't say anything. Amrita, you don't say anything in my right hand. Unmute.
No, there is no flower.
There is nothing in your hand.
No, Amrita, I did not ask you whether there's a flower. I asked, is there something in my right hand?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, nothing. Don't be scared. Something must be there. You're getting it. If I say there's nothing there, you'll be very angry. I might be wrong. No, just speak your heart. Just like a family. Just like a family class. You're getting it. Just speak what you feel. That's it. Don't be scared. Right? I'm happy that Amrita is very direct. Okay, there's nothing there in my right hand. Okay. Is there a tiger in my right hand? Is there a tiger in my right hand? No, there's no tiger. Okay, is there the absence of tiger in my right hand? Yes. Okay, there's the absence of tiger in my right hand. Okay. Now tell me what's the difference between these two things? The flower in my right hand and the absence of tiger in my left hand. What's the difference? Or to make it more dramatic, the flower in my left hand and the absence of the flower in my right hand. Absence of flower. Absence of tiger, absence of flower. The flower is in my left hand and the absence of flower in my right hand. Okay, what's the difference? Okay, so what you will say is that the one has a substance there, other doesn't have a substance there. You agree with me? Very good. Okay, this is one thing. This is not what I'm going to touch here. Now I'm going to touch differently. So there's an object there to tell you that I am the flower. But here in my right hand, there's nothing there to say that I'm the absence of flower. There's nothing there. You're getting it? So how do you know? Then how do you know that the absence of the flower in my right hand? Simply by explicitly negating the presence of flower. This is how you know the absence of flower. There's nothing there to tell me that I'm the absence of flower. You're getting it? So how do you know the absence of flower then? You know the absence of flower by explicitly negating the flower. You're getting it? So this flower is known as the flower in my right hand. It is known as a positive phenomenon, whereas the one in my left hand, which is absence of flower, is known as a negative phenomenon. Okay, you got something, but still you're not too clear. How do we really define what is positive phenomena, what is negative phenomena? Okay, once you do you get some sense between the difference between the two? That one's a positive phenomenon like this flower, which says that there's a substance that to tell you that I'm the flower, and then the negative phenomenon, it doesn't have a substance to tell you that I'm the absence of flower, right? So how do you know that? Is by explicitly. Negative means explicitly negating. Negation, negative, the same. Explicitly negating the flower. Okay, so you got some sense, but you really want to have a solid definition or solid meaning of what's a positive phenomena, what's a negative phenomena. Okay, now since you already got a little bit of background, I like to get the definition. Okay, say the positive phenomena. Or first, let me say the negative phenomena. Any phenomena. Okay, let's say a phenomenon which a mind cognizes, which a mind cognizes through explicitly negating the object of negation. A phenomenon which a mind cognizes through explicitly negating the object of negation. This is a negative phenomenon. Like for example, absence of flower. Absence of flower in my hand. For example, absence of flower in my hand. Okay, now the positive phenomenon. A positive phenomenon is a phenomenon which a mind cognizes without having to explicitly negate the object of negation. This word is very important. Explicitly. This is very important because if you don't add it, then complications can arise. Because if you say the flower, you know the flower by negating the non-flowers. You're getting it? But you are not explicitly negating the non-flowers. You have to negate. If you don't negate the non-flowers, you never realize the flower. But you are not explicitly negating the non-flowers. Getting it? Okay. Now, I'll give you some examples. And you tell me, just very quickly, you have to tell me whether it's positive or negative, that you decide. Okay, very quick. The mug, positive, negative. Positive, negative. Okay, ready? Just you raise hand. Okay, Elroy.
Positive.
Positive, very good. Positive, very good. Okay, the waterfall. Positive, negative. Chart.
Positive.
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 Positive. Oh, thank you. And chart is not tricky. Positive, negative. Chart is not tricky. Positive or negative?
Positive. No.
Chart is not tricky. Positive, negative.
Negative. Negative.
Some say negative, some say positive. Okay, we have to ask tricky.
Negative.
Positive. Negative. Very good. The chart is not tricky. You are rejecting. You are explicitly negating the chart to be tricky. This is how you understand that chart is not tricky. You getting it? Very good. Okay. Impermanence. Positive, negative.
Negative.
Negative. Impermanence, negative. Okay. Anybody else who would say positive? Okay. Elroy, you want to say positive?
Yeah, positive. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let us all listen to Elroy. What makes you think that's positive?
Because actually emptiness is a phenomena which.
No,
which
I did not say emptiness. I said something else. What did I say? What did I say? Impermanent. Okay, Tripti.
It's a positive phenomena because it should say not explicitly negating it.
Okay. Which means that explicitly, which means you have to pronounce, or you have to explicitly say the word. Is what you say?
Yes, it should say not impermanent. would become.
Okay.
Though it's a bit of a
Okay.
trick question because impermanence
Okay.
means not permanent.
Okay, let's say poverty, positive and negative.
Positive.
I'm very poor, right? I have nothing. Poor means I have nothing, right?
It's positive.
Okay, I don't have wealth. It's positive, negative.
Negative.
Negative. I'm poor.
Positive.
Oh,
Positive.
poor is positive. But poor, and they say in your mind, these two are just the same thing, right?
One is
Poor.
explicitly and one is not explicitly.
No, what I'm saying, in your mind, I'm not talking the words. There's a difference. I understand the words. In words, there's a difference, right? But in your mind, I'm poor. I don't have the resources. It's the same in your mind, right?
You could be poor of emotion. You could be poor of stature. You could be poor of something else.
I'm poor in wealth. I have no wealth. I'm poor in wealth. Okay, this was same or not same?
It's a relative one. Poor in wealth in relation to who? It's relative.
No, I'm not in relation to you. In relation to you, I'm poor. In relation, I'm poor in wealth. In relation to you, I'm poor. I have no wealth. Yeah, positive, negative.
Positive.
This challenge. Abelardo, unmute. Unmute. Sorry.
I would say it is negative.
Okay.
Negative.
I'm poor. I'm poor. This is negative.
Yes.
Okay, negative. Poor is negative. So it does not explicitly negate anything, right? Abelardo?
Not explicitly, but implicitly, yes.
Okay, no. So we should not define the definition, right? Abelardo is very courageous. He defines the definition. Wow. Definition says that a phenomenon which a mind cognizes through explicitly negating object negation. So that must happen. If the explicit negation is not happening, then it is not negative. Okay. Anybody? Anybody who? Okay. How many of you say that I'm poor is the positive phenomenon? Raise hands. Okay. How many say this is negative? Raise hands. I'm poor. Okay, Ben, can you defend it?
Yeah, I can try Geshe-la.
Yes.
I'm poor is a negative phenomena because I can only cognize that I'm poor through negating the resources. I don't have resources.
Okay, so you are explicitly negating resources. Is what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes.
But Tripti totally disagrees with this, right? Tripti says that I don't have resources. I have no resources. There's no, don't. These words must be added. If you don't, as long as you don't add these words, it remains positive. This is what Tripti is saying.
Yeah, but
okay,
the definition is not about...
Okay, let us not forget what Ben said. Let us not forget that. Lying, Leon? Yes.
It's positive.
It's positive. Oh, I'm poor. This is positive. Okay, good. Anybody else who say negative? Besides, okay, is there anybody who would say negative? No. Okay, Jane would say negative. Jane, can you defend it?
Because your mind is explicitly negating the object of wealth. When you say poor, by definition. By the definition of the word poor.
Okay, Jane is saying that the word poor, in your mind, it explicitly negates the object of negation. Okay. In fact, this is a language. This is a very important concept that we need to keep in mind. We always think that the explicit negation is like not, right, without. ill-treat, okay, irregular, then ill, then what? There are many such the additional words when added will become negative, right? Okay. Say the form. Okay. How many you said it is positive? Raise hands. Okay. Okay. Those who said positive, can you defend your position? Can you defend it? Okay. Jean wants to defend it. You want to defend it? Jean? No. Okay. Anybody who wants to defend it? Chad, you want to defend it? Okay. Carol Ming, you want to defend it? Okay. There are several people who want to defend it. Okay. Let's say what makes you think that this is a positive? Or in other words, first let's say Carol Ming, what makes you think that this word poor does not explicitly negate the object of negation? Carol Ming, any idea?
Because for positive phenomenon, the mind perceives without having explicitly negating the object of negation. Because this person is already poor. He's poor.
Okay. So listen. This is very important. You're getting it. Okay, this is very important. It can be like a breakthrough in our in our rigid thinking, how the language works and how your thought processes, how your thoughts work. This can be like a breakthrough into a very different reality where your mind can become really very flexible to know things in a very subtle way. Okay, I said many of you who said that this positive, you have a feeling that it doesn't explicitly negate something. Okay, all of you who said that this positive, what makes you think that this word poor doesn't explicitly negate the object negation? Raise hands. Raise hands. Okay, the Gayatriji. Well, let's all listen.
Yes, Kishala. I just think it's just a matter of cognizing the fact that you are poor, but it is not negating the presence of wealth.
Okay, yeah, it is not explicitly negating the presence of wealth. Okay, this word poor does not explicitly negate the presence of wealth. Is this what you're saying? Okay, I said poor in wealth. Materially poor. Material poor, does it explicitly negate the wealth, the possession of wealth? Does it explicitly negate?
In the mind, simultaneously, it is negating. In the mind, it is the same
Explicitly
synonymous.
negating or not? This is the point. Explicitly, this word is very important. Explicitly. Shelly?
Yes.
Sheila, if I say I'm poor, I am not explicitly
materially poor. I'm material. Otherwise, later on, people can change. Okay, Sheila said poor. Poor doesn't mean only materially poor, emotionally poor, whatever. So I'm making it very clear. Because this is what the Tripti said before. I already added it. I am materially poor. You're getting it? Does it explicitly negate the?
No, it does not. It does not explicitly negate that what I don't have. Rather, it explicitly acknowledges what I have. I would say I'm materially poor because I have the very basic, only the basic things with me.
No, some people don't have the basic things. Some people don't have the basic things.
So whatever you have, you acknowledge that I'm poor.
It does not acknowledge that you have the basic thing. Keep this in mind.
Okay.
Some people who have the basic things, but not the elaborate the wealth, and those who even do not have the basic things. Both are poor, right? So when you say poor, it does not qualify that you do have the basic things. No. Okay, so how do you defend that this is positive? Anybody? There are many people who said that it's positive, but you cannot defend it. Okay, Tripti, I know what your answer is. Okay, the Raviji.
For example, if a person like Mukesh Ambani comes and says, I'm poor, so it doesn't mean anything.
Let us say that somebody tells the truth, right? Somebody tells the truth. Okay. When someone tells lies, then it's very different. When somebody tells the truth, anybody who can defend it? Anybody else? Oh, you cannot defend it. Oh, so many hands are coming up to say this positive, but nobody can defend it. Huh? Okay, nobody can defend it. Okay, raise hands. Those who said that I am materially poor is a positive. Raise hands. And yet nobody can defend it. You're getting it? Okay, my question to you: what makes you think that I'm materially poor? This is a positive. This is this word does not explicitly negate. This word does not explicitly negate negate the object negation. What makes you think that? Okay, now Tripti, you tell me.
Sheila, it's only because there is still relativity involved. If I have one roti and somebody doesn't have that roti, they are more poor than me. So whenever there is a more and less, there is no absolute negation.
Then I will say that I don't have wealth. Is not negative phenomena.
Not having wealth is a negative phenomena, but being poor
to you is a relative.
No, you are explicitly saying you do not have wealth.
Okay. Now my question to you, all of us listen to this, because I can see that Chip is a very strong advocate of this being a positive, right? So again, let us all listen to this debate. So they say that I'm materially poor. This how is it that this does not explicitly negate the presence of the wealth?
If Geshe-la, I said I am not above the poverty line of India, that would be a negative phenomena. Because it's explicitly defined.
No, I'm not asking you, give me examples of negative phenomena. I'm just asking you whether this one, I am materially poor. I'm materially poor, right? I'm materially poor, right? Okay, I'm below the poverty line of the Indian standard. Is this positive or negative? You want the below the poverty line, right? I said I'm below the poverty line.
It's still positive.
Yeah, again, you said it's a positive.
It's still positive.
Right. Okay. So now you cannot defend it. Nobody can defend it, right? Okay. Abelardo said this negative, right? You said negative.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
I think one can defend it by saying, for example, I am poor because I do not have sufficient nutrition.
So
that's positive.
Okay, so I'm poor. This is a positive. Is it
because
what
I don't have nutrition. My body.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Nutrition. I'm poor. This is positive. This is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, my question: why? I'm still not getting to the main point. The main point, what I'm saying is that if you understand what I'm trying to say, this can be an incredibly breakthrough in your learning of the logic, in your thinking processes. You're getting it? Let us pay attention to this. Okay, Raviji, you want to add something?
So definitely, if I say I am not poor, that becomes a negative phenomena.
Okay, yes, I'm not asking you what examples do you have for negative phenomena. I'm asking whether I'm poor. This is a negative positive phenomenon.
Can I take a chance?
Nivedataji, unmute yourself.
I think it depends on the definition of poor. Now, poor could be a negation of wealth, in which case it would be negative. Poor could also be less wealth, in which case it becomes positive.
No, say it
So
again.
it depends on,
Poor is, second one
it
is
depends
what?
on if
Second one.
poor equals less wealth.
Okay, yes, less wealth. Okay, tell me, less wealth, positive or negative?
Positive.
Okay, less wealth is positive.
Yes.
Okay,
Because you're not negating wealth.
Okay, no, it's not necessary you have to negate wealth. I have no flower. It's not negating flower. It's not negating wealth. Right? But it's negative.
It's negating the flower. It's negating
Exactly.
the flower.
And the less wealth means you are negating the more wealth.
Object that we're negating is poverty. It's not wealth, actually.
Okay. Smitaji.
Is it because it's an affirmative sentence?
Okay.
Because we are affirming
Smitaji,
something.
you are saying that, Smitaji, what you are saying is that I'm poor. I'm materially poor. This is an affirmative statement. This is what you're saying?
Yes, we are affirming something.
What makes you think that this is not a non-affirmative statement?
Because I'm establishing a truth, right?
Okay, I'm poor. This is also truth. And I have no wealth. This is also truth. Okay, Carolyn Hansen.
Is it because when you say materially poor, then it doesn't explicitly negate that, say you're emotionally poor?
No. So therefore I made it very clear. It's not just poor. I said I'm materially poor. I said very clearly. You're getting it? Otherwise you can, then go into a poverty doesn't mean no wealth. It can be poverty situation. So I said
I'm sorry, I thought that's what I said.
I'm
I thought it's a
materially poor. I'm materially poor. This is positive and negative.
It's a positive because when you say that you're materially poor, you're not negating that you're emotionally poor, right?
I see. Okay, which means I have no flower. I have no flower. This is not negative phenomena. Is this positive phenomena? Because when you say I have no flower, it doesn't mean that I have no mother. It doesn't mean that. Okay. What happened to NDC batch 2? Okay, the Anna Sophie. Unmute.
I think it's a positive phenomenon because when you think I'm poor, the object which appears is your poverty. It's not a negation of wealth which appears in your mind. It's poverty which appears.
Okay, so in your mind, when you say I'm materially poor, poverty comes to your mind.
Yeah.
See what you're saying?
Yes.
So no wealth comes to your mind, right?
It doesn't come explicitly.
It's easy to reject the smart people, right? It's easy to reject the smart people because the smart what the person is saying. I said the point which can reject it, a person can easily understand it. Anna Sophie, what happened? Anna Sophie, she disappeared. Okay, so when you say that I'm materially poor, so you said that poverty comes to your mind. So therefore it's positive. This is what you said, right?
Yes.
So what I said is that the no wealth also comes to your mind, right?
Yeah, but you don't. The first to say you're poor, you don't have to explicitly negate.
Yes. Now you are saying that poverty comes to your mind plus no wealth comes to your mind, but it is not explicitly negating the presence of the wealth. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
How not? So explicit negate means I have no wealth. Do you need this word no? Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, without this no, if you don't add this word no, then it is not explicitly negating. Is this what you're saying?
I'm not
Then
sure I'm
let's say,
following.
okay, let's say that I am illiterate. I'm illiterate. It's positive and negative. There's no word no, right? I'm illiterate. Huh?
When I'm illiterate, I see myself don't know to read, but it doesn't mean that the object appearing is not a negation. It's I'm not sure.
Okay, so what do you think? I'm illiterate. Positive and negative phenomena. Positive phenomena, raise hands. I'm illiterate. Negative phenomena, raise hands. Okay, now the illiterate is half. Okay, now let's say that I am uneducated. Positive, positive, raise hands. Negative, raise hands. Okay. I am irregular in my work. I'm regular in my work. I'm irregular in my work. Positive, negative, raise hands. Positive, raise hands. I'm irregular. Negative, raise hands. Okay, now half NDC batch 2. Okay. Irregular, does it explicitly negate being regular? Yes, raise hands. Irregular, right? It explicitly negates being regular. Raise hands. Very good. So therefore it's negative. You're getting it? So I'm illiterate. It explicitly rejects being literate. Yes, raise hands. So therefore it's negative. So it does not require the word no, not, right? Ill, or un. So these are all negation. Like the poverty. I'm poor. I'm poor also with this word. With this word, why not it explicitly rejects the rejects the wealth? You're getting it? So the point is, in fact, what the anthroposophy said, let us keep this in mind. Words are simply the skills people adopted. Words are simply skills for skills that people adopt to express their thoughts. You're getting it? To express their thoughts, people pick up these words. So finally, what these words are, whether positive, negative, you have to check your mind. And anthroposophy said that in your mind, what comes to your mind? That the poverty comes, and then the no wealth comes. This is so important. This is so important. What comes to your mind? Say no wealth, no. Say poverty, no wealth. If that comes to your mind, then that comes to your mind explicitly, right? And then that's it. It is some negative. Even the labels, the words are just words are words. Words, unless the thought process is there, words do not mean anything. Okay, so from this, in other words, what we are saying is that don't be too rigid with the words. You're getting it? This is a breakthrough. When we converse, don't be too rigid with the words. You're getting it? Okay, sadhana. Sadhana?
So is there a difference between the flower and being poor? Is that the flower is substantially existent and being poor is mentally imputed? Does that make the difference?
Okay, the sadhana, repeat it.
That the flower is substantially existent, but poor is mentally imputed.
A flower is substantially existent. Yes, of course. And poor. The poor is mentally imputed. Poor is mentally imputed. That's interesting. Okay. If the poor is negative, okay. By the way, the Southern, hold your question. This is a very good question. Hold it. You're getting it? First, let me finish this, and then Southern, bring this question up, right? Because your question is related to the next topic. Yes. Southern, you promise not to forget to ask questions?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Now, let's say that what happened? The glass is not full. Positive, negative. Glass is not full. Positive, negative. Huh? Raise hand, raise hand. Glass is not full. Positive, negative. Okay. Jane. Oh, glass is not full. It's a positive. Does it not explicitly negate being full?
Yes, but I can see from the object that it's half full.
No, does it explicitly negate the object negation or not?
Okay, now.
Okay, what is very important is let's keep this in mind with the Jane. What Jane is, Jane, the thought is coming in her mind, very stable thought is coming to her mind, and then meanwhile she forgot the definition. You're getting it? She did not forget the definition as such, but then that she has to be mindful of the definition that she got deviated a little bit, and some concept came to her mind that I'm seeing something there positive. You're getting it? Okay. So the point is that you have your concept coming up, and this concept must resonate with the definition. You're getting it? If these two resonate so well, then be confident. Just speak what you think. You're getting it? Okay. This glass, the juice is not full. Positive, negative. Raise hands. Okay, Abelardo.
Negative. It's not
Okay, negative.
Yeah.
Jyoti.
Negative.
Okay, negative. How? Jyoti.
It's not full. So.
Yeah, it's not full. So it's half.
Yes, it's half.
It's positive.
Yes. Yes, it's confusing. Yeah.
Okay, Jyoti. Thank you. So Amrita, what do you think?
Negative. It is not full. Negative.
Okay. It's negative. And then it's half full.
Still, it means in my mind it is not full. Therefore, negative.
Okay, which means it's half full is also negative. Huh? Half is positive, negative.
Means what? It is half means what are we saying? Not full.
Half bread. Half bread.
Means not full bread. Therefore,
Yeah. Okay, so the full bread is also negative, right? Amrita, full bread is negative.
No, full bread is not. Full bread is positive.
It should be negative because you say it's not half.
No, but then we can say that for flour also, Geshara.
Yeah, flour also. So if I'm getting confused, so you're making me confused. Half, you said that is negative because it's not full. Full is also negative because it's not half. Amrita is making us confused. Okay, now tell me, half, positive, negative. Brother Beg? Brother Beg, we cannot hear you. Okay, we cannot hear you. Okay, yes, we can hear you now. Okay, no sound. Brother Beg? Okay, never mind.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Yes.
It's positive.
Okay, half is positive. Very good. Very good. And then the half a bottle is positive or negative?
Half a bottle is positive.
Positive. So
yes.
Half a bottle means half empty, right?
Yes.
Half empty is positive, negative.
Half empty is positive.
Okay, empty is positive, negative.
Empty empty is negative.
Okay, half empty is negative, right?
Half empty is positive.
Okay. Wow. Okay, brother Peg is very strong. Okay, the empty, it explicitly negates something, right?
Yes.
Half empty explicitly negates something, right?
Half empty explicitly.
Half empty, it explicitly negates something. Yes, no, brother Peg.
Half. Come again. Okay.
Okay, Nivedanaji, what do you think?
I think I'm confused about the object of the negation. That has to be defined very clearly. When you say half full,
yes,
are you negating like half bread? Are you negating no bread, or are you negating whole bread?
This is not my job. I'm asking you. It is your job. You have to decide.
That's where I think if I'm able to define the object of negation, I would be surer of my answers of whether it's positive or negative.
Okay, let's say, this is not a chocolate. This flower is not a chocolate. Positive and negative.
You're negating chocolate.
No. Positive. First, positive and negative. First, give me this answer.
It depends on for me to get to that answer, I have to see what it's negating. It's negating chocolateness.
Okay. So you think, yeah. And then when the answer comes to you, then let me know.
Okay.
Do you get the answer? Nivedanaji, did you get the answer now? Did you get the answer? You're still thinking.
Positive. It's
okay. This flower is not a chocolate. Positive and negative.
Negative.
Very good. Are you very confident about object negation? Without identifying the object negation well, you cannot say it was positive and negative, right? But you're very sure this is negative, which means you are very sure of the object negation. What's object negation? Nivedanaji, what's object negation?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. So, what makes you think that chocolate is object negation?
Because you said not chocolate.
Okay, good. So I said the half empty, right?
So you're not negating anything.
Half empty juice is positive and negative.
To me, it's a characteristic. It's not negating anything.
Okay, half empty juice. Half empty juice, half full juice is negated or not? Full juice is negated or not?
Full juice is negated.
Very good. You are very honest. Thank you. If the full juice is negated, explicitly negated, then it becomes negative phenomenon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So half juice is negative.
Yes.
Half a glass of the half full is also negative.
Yes.
Half full. Half full is positive and negative.
It's positive.
Okay, half empty is negative.
You're negating the fully. I keep getting stuck at the object of negation, Keshana.
Okay, so this is how we have to think. You're getting it? Okay, the Prabjot Singh ji.
So, Geshalaji, half empty is also positive, and full emptiness is also positive. I think.
Okay, the half full is also positive. Half empty is also positive.
Yeah, half empty is also positive, and emptiness is also positive.
Okay, so the Prabjot Singh ji, our question is: if you say half empty is positive, is it not explicitly negating the half being full? Half full, or is it not explicitly negating it being full?
It's not explicitly negating, Geshe-la ji.
Right? How not? Because it says, yeah, half empty. Okay, empty. Let's say empty is positive or negative.
Positive.
Empty is positive. Oh, the glass is empty. It's a positive.
Yeah, because emptiness, it's not negating emptiness.
No, they say the glass is empty. It's positive, negative. Because glass does not have anything. To have something is negated. The glass having something or glass having anything is negated, right?
Yes, but
okay, I'm happy that you are all thinking. That you are all thinking. This is very good. Okay, now last Ben.
Yeah, I think that a glass half full is a negative phenomena because yeah,
glass half full is negative.
Negative phenomena because
okay.
Because in order to say half, you have to have a concept of the full in your mind and negate it without.
Okay, so the full is half. Full is positive and negative.
Full is positive.
Full is positive. So in order to have the concept of full, you should have the concept of half, right?
Yeah, that's also true.
Okay, very good. I'm so happy. So now, if you have more questions, it's for your group discussion. You getting it? Now, let's go further. I'll say the positive and negative phenomena. Okay, let me say, I'll say human being, positive and negative. Very quick, raise hands. Shelly, human being, positive, negative.
Positive.
Very good. Okay, the Tripti, Tripti's wall is not blue. Wall, your wall not being blue, positive, negative.
Negative.
Negative, very good. Okay, the impermanence, positive, negative.
Negative.
Okay, and the impermanence. This is a huge debate amongst the scholars, right? Some say it's positive, some say it's negative. So we can have more discussions on this. Okay, now I'm happy that you got the generic image, general understanding of what positive and negative phenomena is. Now we have to go a little deeper. Negative phenomena is of two kinds. Negative phenomena is of two kinds: affirming negative and non-affirming negative. Affirming negative and non-affirming negative. Okay, say I happen to bump in your house, right? I happen to be, suddenly, right? And then you say, please rest well, right? Okay, I'm resting. And then they tell me, what are you going to serve me? Tea, coffee, juice, milk. What are you going to serve me? Okay, let's say that they say that otherwise you have invited me. I'm there in a place, and then okay, what are you going to serve me? Just raise hands. Just raise hands. Okay, Tripti, what are you going to serve me?
Geshe-la, I'll ask you, what would you like to drink? Coffee or tea?
Right.
I'll serve you water.
Tired.
I'll serve you water, and then I'll serve you some tea.
Okay, first you will serve me water. Very good. Jyoti, what will you serve me? Jyoti, unmute. So let's say it's the breakfast time.
Yeah.
It's breakfast time. What will you serve me, Jyoti?
Geshe-la, like Tripti ji said, I would first offer you water, and then I will ask you what you will have. If you are there at home during the breakfast time, and it's then I will offer you whatever is there. If you would like to partake, fruits or something which is readily there, or if there's anything
Okay,
specific I can get.
thank you, Jyotiji. Then what I said is that, okay, I don't eat fruit. I don't eat fruit. What will you serve me?
Geshala, would you have idli or sambar,
Okay.
chutney?
No, what will you serve me? Is my question.
So, if you're okay to have whatever is there, then otherwise I will specifically ask you what you will have and I'll get it prepared.
Okay, good. So look, Jyotiji is smart and Chitij is smart. So they say that first they serve me water, and if I don't drink water, it's fine, right? And then she serves me fruit. I said that I don't eat fruit, right? And then she serves me idli. Who told you that I eat idli? You're getting it? So, okay, let's say that after serving me fruit, I said I don't eat fruits. Then if she serves me bread, right? I have the bread allergy, the grain allergy. Who told you that I eat bread? You're getting it? In other words, what I'm saying is when I say that I don't eat fruits, I don't give you any other information that I eat bread, I eat idli. I don't give any extra information besides explicitly negating eating fruits. Besides this information, I don't give you any information. You're getting it? So this is one thing. This, okay, not eating fruit, positive and negative. Raise your hands. Not eating fruit. Raise your hands. Okay, Raviji.
Negative.
Negative. Very good. It's negative. Not eating fruits is negative. Now let's say that I'm just an ordinary person. I am an ordinary person. And say that I never eat. Let's say that I never drink anything. I never drink anything after let's say, okay, let's say I don't drink anything between, let's say you come to, say it is, what time is now? It's like 6:50, let's say 6:50 p.m. and when you come to serve me some water, juice, whatever, I said that I don't drink anything from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Right? I don't drink anything. I don't drink anything between 5 p.m. and 5 a.m. It's a positive phenomenon, negative phenomena. Raise hands, raise hands, raise hands. Okay. The Abelardo.
Positive statement.
Oh, it's positive. I don't drink anything.
Yeah,
Drinking something between that time. Is that not explicitly negated?
No, you're not. You're just saying you don't drink it, but still you're talking about drinking. So there's nothing negative there.
No, I'm not talking about drinking. I'm talking about not drinking.
Yeah. So you're explaining when you drink, but so it's positive.
No, what I'm saying is that am I rejecting? Am I explicitly negating something or not?
You're not.
Okay, there's no flower. Is this explicit negating something or not?
Yes.
Yes, but I'm talking something. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, anybody else? I don't drink anything from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. Chart?
Negative.
Okay, it's a negative. Okay. Now, if you are to, okay, so okay, now chart. Okay, let's say, who others? Who raise hands? Raise hands. Okay, let's say the Siu Ching Gi. Siu Ching Gi. Okay, so the Siu Ching Gi, you invited me for a holiday, and I said I don't drink anything between 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Right? Okay, now you will not serve me anything the whole day. You will not serve me any drink. You will serve or not serve? Switching the.
No.
You will not serve. Okay, whole day. Okay, you are not a good host.
You see,
Okay.
I'm not eating anything.
No, I don't drink anything between 5 p.m. and 5 a.m.
Oh, so you eat food but you don't drink.
No, what I'm saying is that I know what drink will you serve me? Will you serve me any drink? Water, juice, milk, whatever. Will you serve me or not?
No.
Whole day you will not serve me.
Only during that specific time. You are actually negating
Okay.
me instruction.
So from morning 5 a.m. till 5 p.m. evening, between this time, you will serve me. Is it what you're saying? You will serve me drink, coffee, tea, whatever. Is it what you're saying?
Yeah.
But I do not say that. I just said that I don't drink anything between 5 p.m. and 5 a.m. This is what I said. I do not say that I drink between 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. I didn't say this. Huh?
Repeat your question.
Okay. I don't drink any. Say it is already 6 p.m. and you come with the coffee. You come with the milk. And I said that I don't drink anything between 5 p.m. till the next morning 5 a.m. Right? Then you say, okay, sorry, Gisela, never mind. I will serve you with the same milk tomorrow at 7 a.m. morning. Can you bring the milk at 7 a.m. in the morning? But who told you that I drink between who told you that I drink during this time? Huh? I did not tell you anything. Okay, anybody? Anybody? Okay, sadhana. Telling me that just tell me. Suchin, yes. Sadhana, tell me.
Yes. When if I offer you food, I have to negate that it is not 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. So, so it is the 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. is the object of negation.
Yes.
Yes. So when I give you food, I have to make sure it's not 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. So
okay,
it is negation.
Will you serve me Coca-Cola, juice, whatever between 5 a.m. and 5 p.m.?
Yes.
In the morning at 7 a.m. you'll serve me.
Yes, but
then if I said that, who told you that I will have these things at this time? What will you tell me?
Well, it is not. Since this is not 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. You will eat or drink at this time.
Okay. So what Sadhana said is correct. I'm looking for somebody else to say it. Say build on this or make it a little clearer. Anybody? Okay, the Gayatri, you like to say something?
Venerable Geshe-la, you're trying to explain affirming negative or non-affirming negative. So when you are saying that I do not drink between 5 p.m. to 5 a.m., you're affirming negatively that I do not drink any liquids. So with the next day when I give you chai or coffee and then I say, Venerable Geshe-la, I got this for you, you say, who told you I have these two? So that's a non-affirming negative, where there is no clarity in the negativeness of what was to be got for you.
Very good.
I'm just
Very
thinking.
good. Yes. Okay. So the point is that when I say that I don't eat fruits, right? I just give you information that eating fruit I explicitly negated. Beyond this, I don't give you any other information. That negative is known as non-affirming negative. Whereas I have to drink something, I have to eat something. But I said that I don't drink, I don't eat at all after 5 p.m. till 5 a.m. So, but I do eat something, drink something. When you will give me, you will give me between 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. There's a time. I did not tell you, directly tell you, but then what I said, I don't drink between 5 p.m. and 5 a.m. So although that is explicitly rejected, but I affirm something else, that I eat and drink besides this time, at other times I eat and I drink, meaning from 5 a.m. till 5 p.m. I eat, I drink. You're getting it? This is what I implicitly applied. I affirmed, meaning that I implied. For example, yes, of course, to make it very simple, I'm a very ordinary person. I cannot survive without eating any food. But I don't eat anything in the evening, in the night. Then you know that I eat food, and you serve me in the daytime. Who told you that I ate in the daytime? Because that you are ordinary person, you have to eat something to survive, and you don't eat in the night, which means that you must be eating in the daytime. You're getting it? So this is inferred, this is affirmed. So not eating, ordinary person not eating food in the daytime. No, ordinary person not eating in the nighttime. That is a negative phenomenon, but it's affirming negative. Whereas not eating fruits is a non-affirming negative. You're getting it? So negative, there are two: affirming negative, non-affirming negative. And a very popular concept, emptiness, which we are talking about, which is the other side. Okay. Oh, Prabhjot Singh, Prabhjot Singh said, emptiness. So this concept, emptiness, which we're going to learn eventually, which is so important, the understanding of which, reflection and meditation of which alone will liberate us from samsara. So this concept of emptiness, this is a negative phenomenon, not a positive phenomenon, number one. Number two, within negative phenomena is a non-affirming negative. You're getting it? Keep this in mind. Later on, when we study emptiness, we have to touch this area. So the study of the positive and negative phenomena is very crucial for us in the context of knowing what emptiness is very clearly. Okay. Good. Okay, we'll stop here. One or two questions if you have. Or you raise your hands if you have questions. Okay. Okay, Vishal. Vishal, unmute. Okay, Vishal, your internet must be very weak. We cannot hear anything. Okay, Vishal, we cannot hear you. Okay. Vishal, maybe you can ask me later. Anybody else? Question? Okay, Tinzu Dumala.
Geshe-la, thank you for the class. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Geshe-la, I need a small clarification. For example, like if two people standing and one person is saying like, I'm not a Tibetan. Is it affirming negative?
Okay, let's say that the Tinzu Dumala and Tinzu Dumala and
Hello.
two of us are sitting next to each other, and you say that I'm not a Tibetan.
Yes.
You said I'm not a Tibetan. So what's your question?
Is it affirming negative? Is this correct?
Okay, is it affirming negative? Okay. I am not a Tibetan. No. It's a non-affirming negative. Whereas if you say, whereas if you say that there are only two people in this place, in this area, there are only two. One is Tibetan, right? Only two, and one is Tibetan, and I'm one of the people here. I'm one of the persons here in this place of the two, and there's only one Tibetan, and I'm not Tibetan. You're getting, then it infers that the other person who will say what that is a dependent, right? Whereas if you don't qualify with this, because it can be that Dilji may be sitting with maybe sitting with Shelley, right? Or maybe sitting with Laura, and I'm not Tibetan. It doesn't mean that Laura is Tibetan. You're getting it? We have to contextualize. We have to contextualize where in a place, in a room, there are only two people there, and one is Tibetan, and I'm one of the persons sitting in this room, and I'm not Tibetan. Then the other person is a Tibetan. Yeah, this is what is affirmed. That becomes affirming negative. Okay, any more questions?
Okay, thank you, Geshe-la.
Welcome. Any more questions? Okay, Ben.
Can you explain, please, how glass half full is?
So glass half full, glass half empty, half full. There's, Ben, you have to lead the group discussion. Okay. And then Jyoti, you have a question? Yes, Jyoti. You have a question? Oh, you
no,
have. Okay. Okay, Abelardo.
You gave as an example of a non-affirming negative the example we were talking about. I don't eat at night, so implicitly I'm eating in the day. Right? You said that's a non-affirming negative. What would be an example of an affirming
This
negative?
is affirming negative. This
that's
affirming negative.
Yeah,
This
sorry, that's affirmative negative. Why is that an affirming negative? And what would be an example?
Okay, say let's say a 50 years old person, a 50 years old ordinary, very very ordinary person, not eating at all in the night time, means that he should be eating something, right? And eating should either happen in daytime or night time. Nighttime he's not eating, so he must be eating in the daytime. So this is affirmed, although not explicitly said, but that is affirmed. Okay, Jane.
Thank you, Geshe-la. When you first started the discussion of positive and negative phenomenon, you listed subjectivity as opposed to substantiality, ultimate versus conventional truth, and impermanent versus permanent phenomena. So is negative versus positive phenomena lined up the same way? For instance,
Okay, this is a very good question. Okay, Jane, thank you so much. So let's say the permanent versus impermanent. So in impermanent category, then the ultimate truth, right, and substantial truth, and in the permanent category, then the conventional truth and the imputational truth. So likewise, positive, negative. Should we put in these two categories like this? Okay, this is a complicated question. Anybody who can help me? Anybody who can help me? First, we have to say yes or not. First, you have to say yes or no. Yes, it can be, say, positive goes into the what? Positive goes into impermanent phenomena, negative goes into the permanent phenomena, or negative goes to the impermanent phenomena, positive goes to the permanent phenomena. So first you say yes or no, and then the questions will follow. Anybody who can help me? Okay, everybody's scared. Huh? No? Nobody can help me? Nobody can help me? Okay, Jane. So your question, nobody can answer. So what do you do now? Huh? Anna Sophie, would you like to answer? Anna Sophie? Okay, let's listen to Anna Sophie.
I was thinking of the imaginary flower, which is a permanent phenomena, and I don't think it's a negative phenomena because you're not negating explicitly something with an imaginary flower.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I think it's not division the same as permanent and impermanent.
Okay, so Anna Sophie is not happy that the positive and negative, we cannot put it in the category of one as a positive, one is a permanent, one is negative. We cannot put it in this category. Cannot put like this. For example, let's say the males and the non-males, males and non-males versus say the 60 years old, no, say 20 years below, 20 and below, and 20 above, right? We cannot categorize one is male, one is female, one is male, one is non-male. We cannot put it like this. These are very, like, they can overlap, right? They can overlap. So now Anna Sophie is saying that positive negative cannot be put in a very clean divide in the form of the person, permanent and impermanent phenomena. So there's overlapping happening. This is what she is saying. Is it what you're saying, Anna Sophie? Yes. How many of you agree with Anna Sophie? Raise hands. Okay, many of you agree with. Very good. So I agree with Anna Sophie fully. Jane, answer is that we cannot say within the let's say the positive phenomenon has both a permanent and impermanent phenomena. Positive phenomena. Let's say, okay. Okay, let's say phenomenon. Phenomenon is a permanent phenomenon. Phenomenon in general is a permanent phenomenon, or existence is a permanent phenomenon, and it's positive. But there are many scholars who say that all permanent phenomena should necessarily be negative. There are many scholars who say that all permanent phenomena should necessarily be negative, but all impermanent phenomena may not be positive. All impermanent phenomena may not be positive. There are many impermanent phenomena which can be negative. For example, let's say, what is this? Flower, positive, negative, positive. Okay. What is this? Okay, let's see. This is what is in my left hand is not a flower. The cup, the mug not being a flower. Is that positive or negative? Negative. Agree? Very good. The cup not being a flower is negative. Flower, now look, I'm moving. First the flower. Number 2, cup not being a flower. Number 3, flower not being a flower. Right? Flower is not a flower. Yes, no. Not means double negation is positive. You're getting it? Double negation is positive. Not flower is flower. So the flower, not flower. Flower, not flower is a flower. So flower, not flower, not flower is a positive and negative phenomena. Flower, not a flower. It explicitly negates a flower being not a flower. You're getting it? It explicitly negates a flower being not a flower. So that is a negative phenomena. But when you say flower, this is not a flower. So it affirms the being a flower. You're getting it? Okay, so, and it's a flower, and also it's a not a flower. You're getting it? Not a flower is negative, and a flower is positive. So, not a flower is a flower. A flower should be impermanent. So, not a flower is impermanent, but it's a negative phenomenon. So, impermanent phenomena can be negative. You're getting it? Impermanent phenomena can be negative. But most scholars would say that all permanent phenomena should necessarily be negative. Let's not forget this. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? There is Siu-Chin Gi.
Can I say time is a negative phenomenon?
Which one?
Sorry, time is time.
Time. Okay, time. This time also is a positive phenomenon.
Positive. Okay.
Yes. But any questions? Okay, Vishal.
Audible?
Yes.
Okay. So the question is coming back to your previous question. So
Yes.
you asked, I'm materially poor. Is it positive or negative? So I have a counter question to it. I'm not materially poor. Is it positive or negative?
I'm not materially poor. This is very negative. This is very negative. Vishal. Say it again.
But that means I'm wealthy.
Okay, I cannot hear you too well. Your sound, your voice breaks.
That means. Hello, am I audible now? Better? Is it better now? Is it better now?
Let's say it again, Vishal. Yes.
So I'm saying, which means that I'm wealthy. I'm not materially poor means I'm wealthy, right?
Yes, that's true. That's true. That's true. But still, it is very negative. Unwealthy is implied, inferred, or affirmed. Affirmed, it explicitly negates being poor. So it's negative, but it's an affirming negative. Okay, more questions? Okay, if not, we will. Any question? Any question? Raise hands. Okay, Raviji. The last question for today.
Vishal, for a Vaibhashika and a Swatantrika, how do these two schools look at a negative and a positive phenomena?
Okay, this is a very good question. Vaibhashika and Sautrantika. Let's say a Sautrantika talks of positive, negative, within negative, affirming, non-affirming, all these things. From Sautrantika school to Prasangika, what we learn today, these are all to be carried up to Prasangika. You getting it? But Vaibhashika's presentation is slightly different. Vaibhashika, they don't accept the non-affirming negative. They only accept affirming negative and positive phenomena. They don't accept non-affirming negative. Vaibhashikas. But for Vaibhashikas, we are not to ask too many questions. They will be very angry. If you ask too many questions, because they follow more they say what Buddha taught, they follow the direct verse. They don't really ask too many questions. So if you want to ask questions, you have to ask questions from Sautrantika to Prasangika. Right? Chart, don't ask too many questions to Vaibhashika. Right? Okay, good. Okay, good. So the dedication prayer.
Additional dedication prayers. On page number 288, those who are reciting from the text from the books. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chandrasik Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra too realize things as they are, also I dedicate all these merits in the best way that I may follow their perfect example. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best by all the Buddhas who appeared in the 3 times so that I might perform the noble Bodhisattva's deeds. Changchu sem cho rin po che ma ke pa na ke gyur che ke wa nyam pa me pa ya Kone kondu pel war sho May the supreme bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase forevermore. As long as space remains, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all beings without exception into that enlightened state. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization of the deeds and the prayers of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the three times and to the upholding of the Dharma of teaching and realization. May I, in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the four wheels of the Mayana vehicle and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect view, and the two stages. With a wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach full enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind to full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. By the power of practicing and supplicating to you, may all be free from sickness, poverty, and conflicts, and may Dharma and the auspiciousness proliferate in all the places where we abide. The path of the union of emptiness and compassion is lucidly explained by the protector of both the Dharma and the beings of the land of snows. You are the lotus holder Tenzin Gyatso. We supplicate you that your wishes are fulfilled spontaneously. May the operations of evil thoughts and deeds of the negative forces of humans and non-humans who harbor malice through perverted prayers against the teachings of the Buddhas be totally vanquished through the power of the truth of the three jewels. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the sages and the paths. May I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by Arya Manjushri and be able to uphold the Dharma in general and the teachings on dependent origination in particular, even at the cost of my life. Tayatha Om Gate Gate Aragate Parasam Gate Bodhi Swaha Tyatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhi Swaha Tyatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhi Swaha.
Okay,
Unmute. Thank you, Krishna.
Okay, Sadhana, your question, what is your question? That you forgot to address your question. Your question?
My question about that if about the difference between mental imputation and substantially existent phenomena as they are. So the flower being negated. I can't. Yes. So that some things that are substantially existent can be and things that are mentally imputed can be explicitly negated.
Okay, I'm not too sure. Okay.
No,
okay. You on the laptop? Let's see that. Okay, if November 12.
Satanachi, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think your question was that is flower is substantially existent and poverty is imputational.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was the question.
Yeah.
That is the flower that you are holding is substantially existent, and the poverty that we are talking is imputational Is it imputation? Yeah, it was the question.
Sadhan, is this your question? What's this question?
Yes.
Krishna?
Yes, that's the question.
No? Okay. So look, is there anybody who remembers the question of Sadhana ji? Diveshta, do you remember Sadhana's question?
Yeah, Gishla, I think she had asked in context of positive and negative phenomena.
Yes.
If the flower being substantially existent that's why is it positive, and poverty being mentally imputed, that's why is negative. That's the way I understood the question at that time.
Sadhan, are you sure this is the question? Sadhan, are you
Yes,
sure?
yes, that's the question. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now the Diveshta, tell me again. The flower being substantially existent, therefore it is positive.
Is that the reason that, yes, is that the reason, flower being a positive phenomena, the reason for it, is it that it's substantially existent? And poverty being a negative phenomena, it being a negative because it's mentally imputed. Is this correct understanding?
Okay, so okay, if this is a question, I'm not sure. Even Sadhana, I'm not sure. Looking at Sadhana's face, she's not too sure.
No, I am sure. That's the question. I'm just my mind is boggled from lack of sleep.
Okay, so let's say that the flower being a positive phenomenon, is it because it is substantially existent? So I told you already, substantially existent and impermanent phenomena, these two are synonymous. And for impermanent phenomena can be positive. Within impermanent phenomena, we can see positive phenomena as well as negative phenomena. So for example, the flower is an impermanent phenomena. This is a positive. Whereas the flower not being not flower. Flower being not flower. This is a flower. It's an impermanent phenomenon, but also a negative phenomenon. So we see that within impermanent phenomena, positive, negative, both are there. You're getting it? So simply because something is substantial doesn't mean that it should be positive. It can still be negative. You're getting it? Yeah. And something which is not substantial, which means permanent phenomena. Permanent phenomena, as I said earlier, like phenomena per se. Phenomena per se is a positive phenomena. But there are many scholars, of course, these are brilliant scholars. Many scholars say that all permanent phenomena should necessarily be negative phenomena. Yeah.
Thank you, Geshwar.
Welcome. Okay, good. See you all next next Wednesday, the coming Wednesday. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Geshala.
Thank you, Geshala.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gishila.